Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I would like to say thank you for coming to this conference. This my presentation. It's great to see you all. Let me introduce myself. My name is Taufik Andi Rahman, and I'm come from Cianjur. I'm a doctoral program student from a state Islamic University of Sunan Gunung Jati. I'm along with my friend and my lecturer wrote this article. The article entitled Islamic Value Education and Reconstruction of Civilization in Disruptive Era. Today, I would like to present about it, and let's see my uh, PowerPoint for this presentation. Yes, the title Islamic Value Education and Reconstruction of Civilization in Disruptive Era. And yes, my name Taufik Andi Rahman, my friend is Latifa, and my lecturer, Professor Dr. Anna Hasana, and Dr. Bambang Samsul Arifin. We are from Sunan Gunung Jati Bandung, and my friend from Al Azhar Cianjur, Indonesia too. Introduction, the development of the current era is very fast until now, reach the industrial 5.0 era, where the all field are digital and automated. This era also said to be an era of disruption because the movement and of the industrial world and job competition is not linear. It's fluctuative and not can be known, yeah, in the future. It is undeniable. This era has also given rise to a lot of immoral behavior among teenagers, such as free sex, pornography videos, drug distribution, hazing, bullying, humiliation of fellow students through social media and other problems. Even among adults, a case of corruption, collusion, nepotism, and the other problem are actually carried by educated human with even the high education. The decline in value like this has become a concern of world leader before. These are before these are excited existed. Values in character education are important. Mahatma Gandhi warned of one of the seven fatal sins. One of is the education without character. Martin Luther King also stated the intelligence plus character that is the goal of the true education. The application of value in Islamic culture has also decreased. The Islamic world still makes itself a customer and even passive importer of Western cultural values. The rebirth of civilization is an effective way of changing the mental habits that have long hindered the rise of the Muslim. Benab- Benabi firmly believes that the weakness of Muslim is not a material thing, it's an immaterial thing like facet and creative mental attitude. And immaterial thing is a factor important, and let's see in the next. But there are questions to be answered. How the construction of human civilization was carried out and how to reconstruct it in accordance with this disruptive era with the advantage technology that's in it. Okay, the research method of this article is qualitative research, yeah, type of literature study. It's aimed to obtain a certain view and related to idea, opinion, perception, beliefs, opinion, and circumstance studies. Uh, Research and discussions. 3.1, the emergence and disappearance of civilization. Ibn Khaldun believed that studying history and interpreting it is very important to be able to explain human development in the dimension of space and time. He suggests that a corrected historical understanding process can give birth to human civilization again by comparing past history before with present and future condition. According to Ibn Khaldun too, one of side of civilization is development of knowledge. It's immaterial factor again. However, knowledge is not possible without community that is actively developing it. Therefore, civilization must start from a small community. When that community grows, a large community will be born and become a state. Yeah. From here, the existence of thought and institution that maintain and carry on this thought is the reason for the emergence and collapse of a civilization. The forming factor of human civilization, 3.2. Civilization is the result of the accumulation of human culture. Culture itself is the result of human creation, yeah, whether in front of materials like buildings and paintings or in form immaterial, yeah, such as science, thought, and value, yeah, material and immaterial. The factor forming or the factor creating the civilization generally consists of these two factors, immaterial factor and material factor. The immaterial factor is the main condition, yeah, for the establishment of civilization. Yes. Said the immaterial factor is the main condition. Like Islamic civilization is emerged because of thought about natural, human, and life, giving rise to Islamic Aqidah, Islamic faith. And the rise of civilization also requires the existence of regulation governing the relationship between individual and other individual, between individual and the state and the other. In Islamic civilization, this regulation is known as Islamic Sharia. Yeah. So Akidah and Sharia is even the immaterial factor. Who that is apa, create civilization of Islam. And moral value and language is also immaterial factor to create civilization. Material factor are of course needed in to perfect the construction of civilization, such as geographical condition, rainfall, uh, apa, what, the water, yeah, geographical condition and economic factor. 3.3, the function of value in human civilization. Value is a immaterial factor of creating civilization. Moral is the bond between humans and the other humans, yeah, giving rise to rules that are recognized by society. Value contribute to a set of social norm that can set rules in society. Culture itself, according to Sprenger, is a value system or collection of value. We know the civilization is accumulating of the culture, and the culture itself is a value system. So, is the value is important. Yeah, have the position in civilization. Yeah. Tests are arranged according to certain structure. In this regard, he uh, categories, yeah, categories the six area of cultural value. One, field of science and theory, the field of economics, the field of art, the field of religion, the field of society, and six, the political field. 3.5, what view as the foundation of civilization. According to Ibn Khaldun, the existence of civilization is product of the accumulation of three important elements. One, the human ability to think that produce knowledge, ability to organize in the form of political and military force. That's number two. And number three, the ability to fight for life. So the ability to think is a basic element of civilization. A nation will have civilization, yeah, only if that nation has reached a certain level of intellectual ability. The structure of knowledge that's come from what view? Yeah. The structure of knowledge has come from worldview. Sheikh Atib Azin said that Islamic worldview is Mabda Islami, Mabda al-Islam, atau or Islamic ideology. It is the unity of faith and reason that become of that he defined Mabda as akidah fikriyah yang bathiku anha nizam. Yeah, a belief based on reason that radiates from it the rules. Because for him, faith must be preceded and based on reason. This worldview is conceptually related to various human activities, like socially, religiously, economically, politically, and intellectually. 3.5 class of value in disruptive era. The flow of the flow of liberation and globalization is something that has happened and is difficult to control, especially because of the speed of which information comes in. Fundamental of liberation and globalization is matter of value, is a value. A global value seems to be value that they believe to be true and must be embraced by all humans. This liberation value will meet the value held in other communities, especially Muslim communities, so that there is a clash in society, causing a crisis of values that disrupt the harmony of people's life. This clash and crisis of value is magnified by current use of internet technology. Everybody now can share everything, positive or not. 3.6 civilization reconstruction in disruptive era. It's necessary to construct value and worldview for the construction of civilization in today life. Reconstruction of civilization with the construction of the current worldview cannot but must involve the information and communication technology. Yeah. This technology have to bring in to this reconstruction of civilization. Moreover, the use of technology is already very large. As reported by We Are Social, in 2020, there were around 160 million social media users, or 59% of the total population in Indonesia. So that's the account of information stored in social media with millions of netizens has the potential to have an influence, in fact, yeah, through communication made by utilizing this technology. This information and communication will have an impact on personal and social intuition and attitudes. From the process of education and da'wah based on simple technology to high technology, educator and preacher, a da'i, must enter the realm of technology and create positive content on social media in order to explain the Islamic worldview, values, and thought that can lead the reconstruction of civilization. The conclusion, values and worldview are one of the important factors of human in saving civilization. Civilization can develop because it still holds value and worldview. so that people are bound by rules that make their life orderly. Appreciation of value and worldview in shaping a character and human civilization requires an education process, both learning in school or the da'wah of a preacher, a da'i. Value and worldview that are lived by human will become a culture and influence the development of civilization, because civilization is accumulating of culture. So humans must practice and preach this value. The construction of Islamic civilization can also be done with Islamic value and worldview, because it's Islamic civilization. So we need Islamic value and worldview. This is very relevant to current state of emerging crisis of value in our society, in Muslim society. This construction must be carried out using information and communication technology, so that the impact is even greater and more massive. So the spread of good value continues to exist with positive content on today's technology platform, including social networking sites, video sharing sites, that chat application, video conference application, and blogging platform, and micro blogging, and so on. Thank you. That's it, my presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.